Oh, hey everyone. Well, we've got a whole bunch of scrolling around happening today. So, they're eating me out of nuts and home. Seriously. Oh my. We're at the bottom of the bag, kids. Oh my goodness. Again, I'm just smelling that skunk. Are you serious? Alright, I don't know if like a commenter commented if it's a real like fluffy white and black one or if it's something else. So, who knows? But this is crazy. That's been smelling this off and on all week long. Alright, so, well, first let me tell you my little fun story here. When I did live in Maine, over 40 years ago, I had a black cat. And I used to, of course, go out and bring my kitties in at night. It's not a good thing, all right, to leave them out. And, of course, there was all kinds of critters around there in Maine, right? Normal ones that I'm used to. Not the crazy ones that I see down there. Oh, but still, one night I had gone out and I lived in this actually right before we left Maine, I lived in this really awesome older apartment building. Had the whole first floor to ourselves, and it was big old picture windows. You know how that is, and with the colored things. And I'm sorry, the squirrels are distracting my mind today, as well as the weather. So we'll just let them eat some corn right now. All right, so one night as I go out, it was probably about 11-ish, I go out and I thought what was at the bottom of my steps or on the side of my steps was my kitty cat. So I reached down to get him and bring him in the house. And I realized right then and there when it looked at me, I saw the white stripe coming down his back. It was not a kitty cat. Okay. I had the heaviest door leading into my apartment back then. I don't know how I flung that door open so fast, literally so fast, into the house, and I ran like we had like the kitchen, a huge living room, into this other partial living room, I guess, with all stained glass windows. That's what I was trying to say, all over the place. So, my ex had just looked at me and he said, "What the heck?" And I'm like, at that moment, that's when the smell happened. And yeah, I was like seconds away from getting totally sprayed by one of them critters, and it's not pleasant. Since I've been in Texas, of course, living in Fort Worth, we had several, and dogs getting sprayed isn't cool because the tomato juice bath and everything else you have to do is a lot of work, and it still doesn't really take the smell out a long time. So that's been my concern. It's just not me getting sprayed, but the critters over here. Right, Dora, are you cute today? Yeah, say I'm eating nuts and chewing my bones and having a great day. All right, but I did want to share. All right, everybody who came to Saturday Night Live and saw that I was having computer issues, right? Well, lo and behold, yesterday I found out why. Why? They come across and they said that parts of North Texas and Oklahoma were all sending in photos of fireballs coming out of the sky, but it wasn't a fireball. They were Starlinks. They were meant to be able to burn up. I never knew this. Fun fact. I never knew that. They were meant to burn up and when they get into our atmosphere and I guess fall down. Oh well, that's in the fact of what they did. So could that have been the interference that I was getting on the computer? Oh, Please try again. All right, something went wrong. That was about the time that everybody was sending in the videos as well. Well, I guess the morning doves didn't need a nap, but we'll find out. So anyways, I also wanted to share, this corner over here, I've been, well, many things have happened in this corner. And as you can tell, things have shifted over there and lost a lot of soil. I've been like stacking up rocks and boards and everything I can because I know that there's critters coming through. I've done some research and I actually crawled along this fence on the other side. There's like a couple of feet gap, just big enough for me to go back there, and there's a wall, so I can't see what's on the other side. But when I get down on my knees and flash a light under there, I see just a lot of junk. So I know that there's critters back there as well, and I can hear them, and so I don't know what it could be. Let's see, we've had raccoons here. That's where the bats happened to come down that day. How many things have we had, right? All right, Debbie's Bed and Breakfast open 24/7. Yep. All right. So that's the case. And that's the true story. All right. It's not just a fun fact. It's a true story. All right. But the skunk thing, that was a true story too. So just be careful if you have a black and white cat that you're making sure that it's a black and white cat, because I guess it's the time of the year that, I understand that skunks come out. They're looking for food. Things are coming out of the woods. My goodness. They have no place to go. They're cutting down the woods. And as you can see, these guys were beautifully blue several hours ago, and they've done nothing but starting to cover them. So I'm expecting rain, of course, right? Okay, so that was a really cool fun fact I wanted to share. So there was a commenter, thank you, Brother Steve, for always saying was spiritualized, and he noticed that in yesterday's video that things, he saw in the spiritual, and things were kind of demonic over there in that corner. And I agree. Now, I do have, as you can see, an old bird feeder that's on the ground, a pedestal that I can't move, although I did kind of move it to cover up a hole. I do have the other glitter one over there that's not being filled because of critters, and no place to go. And I just love it when I see all the morning doves come down and eat. Oh, awesome. So knowing that, he's like, I do every night assign giant warring angels to stand at the four corners of my property, cover the house from the top of the chimney to the bottom of the foundation. I even asked the Father to send them walking up and down the streets of this neighborhood protecting, and also for the Holy Spirit to witness and minister, and whose ever home that He is welcome in, or even not welcomed in, as I proceed in prayer and asking for the Holy Spirit to move in certain people's lives, because they actually do live like only a couple blocks away from me, the ones that I don't see anymore. But hey, they don't live far at all, so there's no reason not to stop by and see Mom. But in that case, I'm out here today because of the fact that, again, I'm just I just want to clean up this yard, put things back together. After all the flooding, everything shifts. And again, I got some more beautiful hibiscuses that I knew was coming, but our nights have been really cool, so it's crazy how they're blooming, but then they die the next day, so they're not lasting. And roses even, so I've had a few roses as well. As I'm cleaning out this back area here, I found some, it's going to be like the 4th of July here pretty soon when that twinkle poof moment happens, right? So I figured I'd just put them up as also windmills, all right, letting me know in which direction the wind is spinning or moving, because there's Well, just crazy things going on in the world, and instead of saying that and thinking, let's put it that way, thinking that I must be crazy or I must be seeing things I know I'm not. Um, Identifying is important, teamwork is important, and therefore that was pretty good eyes there, Brother Steve. As you know, you saw in the spiritual that there definitely is a lot of things happening over there in the spirit. And then again, I'm gonna put some powder stuff out there. Of course, that won't hurt the critters, my critters down here, but hopefully keep them away or be rid of them. Um, I'm doing whatever I can do, y'all. At, my age, I've only got me to be able to figure it out other than the Lord, which gives me strength, okay? He's the only one that helps me. He is my helper. He is my healer. He is my everything. So, my goodness. And these girls, they're so full of tactics and entertaining and you know how that is, right? And and I didn't get it in yesterday's video because I mentioned that all these butterflies were flying around here, bees and hornets, and that just makes no sense because it's the middle of November. And then a little while later, I noticed that right on the watering bowl over there was something that landed, and as a butterfly does, they kind of like move their wings, and that's how they're breathing, right? So it was like taking a nap or taking a breath, is what I want to say. And it come right up here in front of the door? I don't think so. You've got a beautiful tail, though. All right. Oh, and you're so cute. You beg, yeah. You beg so pretty. Yeah, you're begging pretty, too. Okay, manna from heaven, right? That's it. God sends manna. But y'all are eating me out of nuts. Oh, Debbie's bed and breakfast is going to have to be closed. Oh, Dora, if you're scaring my squirrel, you're in trouble. But they know that. They're just like kids. For anybody that I can identify, if you were a mom and you had kids, back in the day you had a landline only, and you had to get an extension cord, one of them long cords, in order to be able to cross the room, or you had to sit there right by the phone. Well, the girls could have been, or my girls, not these girls, my daughters, could have been busy doing everything. But as soon as I got on the phone, they never needed me until then, right? The second you got on the phone, they had all kinds of questions, they kept interrupting, and, well, I relate that to my girls today because it never fails. As soon as I want to do something, they're in the way. And then, these guys see they're going down there too, so there's something happening, and I guess I gotta crawl between there again. Oh, okay. I don't mind, really. I really enjoy this, being an investigator. I was always a Nancy Drew fan. Or whodunit, and always trying to get to the bottom of things, right? Always wanted to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Dora's over there looking for nuts. I don't know if dogs are supposed to eat nuts or not, but this girl's been eating nuts for a while. She just sees me throwing them to the squirrels, and I don't know. Maybe she's jealous, or maybe she thinks they're tasty. But they're saltless, so I don't have to worry about that. But in this case, Molly has been over there, right, Molly? Huh? You been telling Molly? Molly's been over there all morning. And there's a little hole, if you can really see, but I'm not going to go walk over there right now. Right where the wood stands up, you can kind of see a little space, and she keeps putting her nose under there. I'm kind of worried about that. I'm like, get your nose out of there. You don't know what's going to happen. I've had little snakes. Well, actually, my goodness, I do remember having a rattlesnake, a little baby rattlesnake, right here on the patio, actually. a few years ago, and I remember reaching down, and that's when it started moving. I realized what it was. Ha, okay, well, I figured Mama's around somewhere. Now, rattlesnakes in Fort Worth, yeah, I had rattlesnakes, water moccasins, and copperheads. I mean, on the daily. That wasn't unusual. I lived out there by Eagle Mountain Lake, so that attracts them as well. But there were, my goodness, I was 6 miles away from the lake as well. And 10 minutes, all right? Had that down to a T. Oh, amazing. Because we had a boat and, well, we wanted to be close to the lake and couldn't afford a place on the lake, so we knew that it was 6 miles in 10 minutes, or vice versa, whatever I said the first time. Oh, Mondays are really, really, really hard for me, and I was so amazingly busy yesterday. Again, only a good busy. I kind of like sort of got a bunch of things done out and about. I'm just loving on people. Actually, they were blessing me. I was blessing them. The Lord was blessing me. Oh my goodness, I had ability like no other. More so than a long time. So, fun fact. I'm trying to keep the holes, as you can see, with the yard shifting. They're making new holes even if I patch the holes, and there really isn't anything we can do about this other than just take care of business, right? But I do know one thing is for sure. No matter what's going on, this tells me that there's chaos, right? And also 1119, right? There's a 911. I don't know, I'm expecting something. How about you? I've been hearing mixture of certain sounds in the planes today where they're not all going to DFW. Of course, you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, there's stuff going on in the spirit, and if anybody can add anything to that, feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section. Is there anything crazy or cray, as I say, going on in your neck of the woods? Because there sure is here. And, like I said, last week we were like in the 50s and 60s and cold, rain, like thunderstorms even. Crazy stuff. Tornadoes. What? All right. So, and then this week so far, well, just the past couple days, we're starting to dry up a little bit. Everything's really green. Everything's still blooming. The skies are still getting covered with you know what's, and more of it. So breathe carefully. He is the air we breathe. Jesus is the air we breathe, right? That's right. I'm telling you, girls, I only have like 5 nuts left. All right? Who wants some? I don't know. Oh, well, there we go. We'll just throw it out there. Manna. And I'll save one for the one in the watering well right now. And they do have corn down there, so they can eat some corn for a while. As I say, fun facts. Jesus is coming, but that's not a fun fact. That's a real fact, okay? Back in the day, like they listened to the prophets of old. They walked with the prophets, right? They knew Asaph, Zechariah, Micah, and all them, and that they heard them. They knew what was going to happen. They knew that what was prophesied, and they knew that Jesus was the Messiah, and they believed then that he was coming back. That's right. And he made a promise to them that he would. He went to his Father's house, where there are many mansions. When he was done, he said he would come back and get us. And I do believe that that's probably done right now. As Debbie from Texas is saying, Peace out and Maranatha. Oh, let's keep looking up, brothers and sisters. Jesus surely is coming. And I don't know what to say about all these things. Ah, it's like, I can smell it, taste it. Detox, okay? I can add that word there safely. Detox. And Edney, you know what to do. Just detox. Get them out of your system. In Jesus' name. But also, pray for me, please. I know there's something behind there, and I can't get to it. And the city won't do anything about it either. Okay. Again, Maranatha, and keep looking up. Because Debbie from Texas, I just love it when they fluff their tails around. I'm sorry, distracted. I haven't seen a cardinal in a long time. I could use one, Lord. Peace out, Maranatha. Keep looking up because Jesus is coming.